Hi, Polly from thefitmanformula.com here. Okay, winter comfort food. And Bella's joining us. Okay, so what can you eat when it's cold outside, you're hungry, and it does make you hungry, the cold, I'll give you that, but you're trying to lose weight and you don't want to succumb to stodgy, really, calorific comfort foods that we often have in winter, like pies and pastries and that kind of thing. And there's all sorts of ways you can do this, and believe it or not, comfort food does not have to be unhealthy or really calorific. One way is just to make everything hot. Have hot drinks rather than cold. Make use of things like fruit teas. I wouldn't go OTT on actual tea and coffee because of the caffeine, but fruit teas are awesome. They're a way of getting a comforting hot drink. Obviously decaf teas, like, what are you doing? Like decaf regular black tea as well, that's fine. What about soups and stews? Pack them full of vegetables, have a little protein with them. Maybe you could just throw in some chopped up leftover roast meat or some beans, things like that, but make sure they're really, really packed full of vegetables. And also they're quite filling, soups and stews, because they're a liquid and they've got that extra liquid. They fill up your tummy as well. At the end of the day, it comes down to calories when it comes to losing weight, but that's the advantage of having soups and stews, is because they're liquid, they are bulkier and they fill you up a lot easier. Hot salads, don't forget hot salads. Now I appreciate if you're having packed lunches at work, that might be a little bit more difficult unless you've got a microwave where you can microwave foods and add them to salads, but things like roast vegetables on top of some leaves with some meat or fish, I absolutely love. One of my current favourites is squash and beetroot and red onion on a big pile of green leaves with some, I've had it with leftover Christmas gammon, that kind of thing. And that leads me to another thing, which is root vegetables. Now root vegetables like squash, turnips, and beetroots and onions and carrots are a lot more filling than other vegetables like green vegetables. Now they are starchier, they contain more carbohydrates, but not nearly as much as parsnips and potatoes. They're about half, most of them, depending on what it is, about half the calories of a potato, and yet they do have that kind of comforting, satisfying, filling nature to them. So if you were to swap, say, some roast potatoes for some roast butternut squash, you're instantly cutting the calories there while still having something that is a rooty, filling, starchy vegetable. And I actually like to keep the skin on them as well. Some of the squash varieties you can keep the skin on. You don't always need to peel beetroot. And the skin is where a lot more of the fibre is as well, so that's going to make them a lot more filling. So there's some ideas there for how to get comforting hot food in winter. I just thought of another one, stewed fruit. Stewed fruits are delicious, and you can add some warming spices to them, like cinnamon and nutmeg and cloves and all typical winter spices, really. And they give it that Christmassy, warming, comforting feel. Ginger is very warming as well. Chili and savoury foods and sweet foods as well. So stewed fruit is a lovely one. Plums and apples and rhubarb coming up soon as well, that kind of thing. So we've got soups, stews, hot drinks, hot salads, and stewed fruit, and they are all really comforting, hearty foods that are still really healthy, really nutritious, and not too high on the calories either. They're not covered in pastry and lard and all that kind of thing. So I hope that was helpful, and enjoy. If you've got any good recipes, please do share them below. Please do comment. Bella's joining in again because I'm always up for trying new things. I get bored really, really easily. So if you've got some good recipes for any of those things that I've mentioned, please do let me know and I'll give them a go. Alright, thanks very much. Polly from thefitmanformula.com.